Deep in the lush tropical forests of Central and South America lives a creature that most people have never heard of. Yet without it, entire rainforests would look very different. It is sleek, quick, and rabbit-sized, with a glossy coat and long, slender legs. This is the agouti, one of nature's most unlikely heroes. At first glance, it may look like just another rodent, but the story of the agouti stretches from indigenous cultures thousands of years ago to modern rainforest science, to the survival of some of the largest and most valuable trees on Earth. The agouti belongs to the genus Dasyprocta, with around 13 recognized species scattered from Mexico through the Amazon basin and even onto islands in the Caribbean. Closely related to guinea pigs and the smaller agoutis, agoutis are perfectly adapted for life in dense forests. They walk delicately on their toes like miniature deer, with powerful hind legs that can launch them into leaps of more than 6 feet when predators attack. Their tails are little more than stubs, but their incisors, hard as iron, are built for cracking some of the toughest natural shells in the world. For centuries, humans have known this animal, though often only as food. Indigenous peoples of South America hunted agoutis and sometimes even kept them semi-domesticated around villages. Long before Europeans arrived, agoutis had already been carried by human hands into the Caribbean islands, where they became an important source of protein. Archaeological evidence suggests these little rodents may have been among the first animals transported across sea channels in the Americas. When explorers wrote about the agouti in the 1500s, they described it as a tropical rabbit, valued for its meat. But hidden behind this relationship with humans was an ecological role far more important. The true significance of the agouti lies in its diet. Agoutis are frugivores, living on fruits and seeds, but unlike squirrels, they don't climb trees. Instead, they wait patiently beneath towering giants like the Brazil nut tree. When the heavy, cannonball-like fruit pods crash to the forest floor, few animals dare to approach them. The shell is thick and woody, a fortress that even machetes struggle to open. Yet the agouti, with its razor-sharp incisors, is the only animal consistently observed cracking the shell and removing the seeds inside. Once freed, the agouti does not consume all the seeds at once. Instead, it buries them, dozens, sometimes hundreds, across its territory as insurance against leaner times. This scatter-hoarding behavior is where the magic happens. Many of those buried seeds are never recovered. Some are stolen by rival agoutis, dug up and reburied again and again, sometimes dozens of times. In the end, a portion of these seeds sprout into new Brazil nut trees, growing into giants that can live for centuries and reach nearly 50 meters tall. Without the agouti, the Brazil nut, one of the most economically valuable non-timber forest products in the world, would struggle to reproduce. It's no exaggeration to say that agoutis are the sole natural gardeners of the Brazil nut tree. Modern tracking studies with tagged seeds in Panama have revealed just how far-reaching this role is. Over 30% of the seeds ended up more than 100 meters from where they started, dispersed through an elaborate chain of caching and theft. The rainforest, in a very real sense, is continually replanted by the restless mouths and paws of these rodents. But agoutis are more than just gardeners. Their lives are woven into the rhythms of the forest in subtle and surprising ways. They are mostly active during the day, darting nervously through the understory, but in areas where predators such as ocelots are abundant or where humans hunt heavily, agoutis shift their activity to dawn, dusk, or even night. They live in pairs or small family groups, and when threatened, they freeze, stomp their hind feet on the ground to send out warning vibrations, and raise the hair on their rump in a spiky crest, a visual alarm signal to rivals and mates. If danger closes in, they erupt into explosive jumps and can even dive into water, swimming to safety. Their reproductive lives are equally remarkable. Agouti pregnancies last over 100 days, unusually long for a rodent, and litters are small, usually just 1 to 4 young. This slow reproduction means that agoutis cannot bounce back quickly when populations are heavily hunted. In the wild, parental care lasts for months, while in controlled conditions, researchers in Trinidad and elsewhere have studied how to shorten weaning times for sustainable captive farming. Indeed, today, scientists are exploring agoutis not just as a conservation species, but as a potential mini livestock in the Caribbean, providing protein without the heavy ecological footprint of imported livestock. Ecologically, agoutis play a role once filled by giants. Tens of thousands of years ago, the Neotropics were home to immense mammals, ground sloths, gomphotheres, giant armadillos, that spread large seeds across the continent. When those megafauna vanished, many tree species lost their couriers. The agouti, small though it is, has stepped into that role. Its caching and recatching behavior mimics the long-distance dispersal that vanished with the Ice Age giants. In this way, the agouti is not just a gardener, but a time traveler, a modern stand-in for the ancient beasts that once shaped the forest. Yet not all agoutis are thriving. While species like the red-rumped agouti are widespread and even introduced to new areas, others face steep declines. The Mexican agouti is critically endangered, and the Roatan Island agouti clings to survival with shrinking habitat. Their story is complicated further by introductions. On some islands, agoutis help restore tree cover, while on others, they disrupt delicate ecological balances. For predators, the agouti is a tempting target. Ocelots stalk them, harpy eagles strike from above, and snakes wait in ambush. The agouti's life is a careful balance of foraging and vigilance, a chess game of timing and escape. Where predators are absent, agoutis flourish and expand their activity. Where predators return, their lives tighten and shift. In either case, their behaviors ripple through the ecosystem, shaping the survival of seeds and saplings. And through it all, the agouti remains largely unseen, overshadowed by flashier animals of the rainforest. Yet when you look closely, you realize the rainforest depends on them. Every Brazil nut tree towering in the canopy may trace its life back to an agouti burying a seed and forgetting it. Every regeneration after fire or logging carries the paw prints of these secret gardeners. They are living proof that even small, nervous, quiet animals can hold the keys to vast ecosystems. So the next time you hold a Brazil nut in your hand or think of the Amazon rainforest stretching for miles, remember the agouti, a modest rodent with a giant responsibility, an animal whose secret habits shape the fate of forests, economies, and perhaps even the planet's carbon balance. In the grand story of nature, the agouti is not just a background character. It is a protagonist, scurrying tirelessly through the undergrowth, ensuring the forest's future one buried seed at a time.